Welcome back to the iRacing British Touring Car Championship here on BSR TV. This is round 6 from Silverstone Historic GP. Another 9 laps out on the Silverstone circuit without a few of the corners that otherwise slow it down. It's me, Chris Cohen, in the commentary box as usual, and Clyde, hopefully, is with us, having some connection troubles. Clyde, I think?
Yeah, I think I'm with you at the moment. I'll just apologise to you and everybody else. I am having internet problems, so if I disappear, I am sorry.
We've all had them from time to time, so we'll do our best to get on with it anyway. And an exciting second race saw Chepalevsky back on top, which is where he'd want to be.
Yeah, certainly, and I'm pleased for Stelly. Like I say, after the rotten luck he had at the end of last season, to get a win under your belt, it certainly boosts the confidence.
Well, I'm delighted to say that we do have the second camera option back. Robert Plumley is back with us with the onboard cameras for this final race. So in the YouTube player, you've got a choice of cameras. You can watch Robert Plumley on board, or you can stay with us on the live commentary, or you can switch in between as you see fit. That option's only available to those of you watching on a computer. I don't believe that's available on mobile or tablet yet, but hopefully YouTube can bring that to us in the future. Also, we have, very specially for you, we were talking to Adrian Holm just before, and an impressive result for him in both races so far, but here is a lap around Silverstone from his onboard perspective. So here we go with that.
Here we are on board a lap of Silverstone in the hands of Adrian Holm, and into Copse corner braking a car length before the first sign. And pick your gear, third or fourth both work, use as much curb on the inside as you can, don't run off too wide, you'll cost yourself time on the run down to Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. This is very important, you can lose yourself a lot of time through this. Brake on the apex of the kink on the left hand side and drop down to fourth and then to third. And then wait for the right time to push the throttle, as too early will run you out wide, too late will cost you time all the way down the hanger straight, which we're on now. Just up the gears, fourth, fifth, and then on to the left hand side for the best run through stir. You find your own braking point, pick your right place, and then find that apex, drop down to third, and don't run too far out wide here, you will cost yourself time. Down towards turn 8 and 9, club blind entry, so use the sign above your head as turn in reference. Very light braking as you turn in, don't scrub off too much speed. Down one gear, keep it over the left hand side for the best drive through club, and then down towards Abbey, a flat out left hander. Do not go side by side through here in the race, that will probably push both of you off. And then down under the bridge and into bridge corner. Down to fourth, slight uphill towards Priory, and you can select second here. Better turn in, better drive towards Brooklands, which hits very quickly. Go down to second if you haven't already, and use all the curbing on the inside. Don't run too far out wide because you'll cost yourself through Luffield. And you should straighten up and be easy on the throttle here to limit the wheel spin on exit. Now you have an easy run towards the line. Don't go too far on the inside of Woodcote because you can easily get yourself a slowdown penalty for cutting. And that there is a lap of Silverstone.
And thanks to Adrian Holm, the driver there, and Lewis McGlade for giving us a comprehensive rundown of how to do a quick lap in the Kia Optima around Silverstone Historic GP. It's a fast circuit, Clyde, and we've seen various different braking points from different drivers throughout the evening. Some successful, some not.
Yeah, again, it all goes back to, you know, when you've got close racing like this, you have to change your braking point. And if you don't, you just end up running into the back of somebody. And when it comes to race 3, that's usually when all the grudges come out.
Well, one team we haven't seen very much of so far is Airwaves Racing. Now, none of the drivers have been particularly far towards the front of the field at all, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe we can see some of those guys making some progress through. The way that the teams work this season is a seeded system, which means that 11 seed points are allowed per team, and drivers might have seed points from 1 to 4, depending on how quick they are, how likely they are to win. So that means that no team can be an all-star team, Clyde, and it keeps the competition a lot closer together.
Yeah, that's right. As long as the seeding's done correctly, it should, in theory, even up all the teams, which should mean that when we get down to the last 3 races, we should still have a few teams in with a shout.
Well, the team that's probably been the most successful so far today, thanks to good finishes from Laidler and Sutton, is CQR Fusion. But of course that's part of, well, it's one of 3 teams, and they are all separate entities, but there's 3 teams there running for CQR. And Michael Hall is in another CQR team. So all in all, the CQR performance this evening has been pretty successful.
Yeah, they've got some very good drivers. Ashley Sutton it's nice to see him back on it again. And just a quick shout to Dan Hunt, eBay Motors. He's had a lot of pedal trouble tonight, but he's out and raring to go for race 3.
We're about 2 minutes away from the grid here at Silverstone. Dan Hunt is the eBay Motors driver on your screen there with the blue mirrors, and those guys can be told apart by the colour of their mirrors there. Now I wonder what kind of an impact Simon Field's performance this evening will have on his championship, because he's been finishing pretty well, and that consistency is still there, so might we see him retain the top spot at the end of the evening?
Yeah, obviously depending on how race 3 goes for him. I don't know the scores on the doors at the moment, but Simon again has had 2 top 10 finishes. I would expect at the moment he's sitting top of the tree.
So after that win in the last race, that's going to put Chepalevsky in 10th position on the grid, but he's no stranger to reverse grids. And Sutton's going to be just ahead of him, and Laidler as well, which means that 9th and 8th are rounded out by 2 CQR Fusion machines. Now, assuming those 2 guys can stay, you know, in front of one another, it's going to make it extremely hard for Chepalevsky to move up the field.
Yeah, the first few corners, and obviously how you get off the line is going to be important. Stellion and Ashley have both proved tonight that they've got a good setup, a good understanding of this circuit, and they know how to get the best out of the car. So it could be quite good trying to watch these 2 come up through the fields.
17th place start then for Andreas Katz. One to watch, as we know he's got much more pace than 17th, but not having qualified. Having spoken to him at the end of the last race, he wasn't able to qualify, so had to start from the back. And when it's a 44 car grid, that is a long way back, Clyde.
It certainly is, and as we touched on before, with the spread of drivers and not a great deal of time between them, it does make it difficult to move up.
Be interested to see what Adrian Holm can do in this race as well. We saw his lap before, 150 lap there, with a nice voice overlay from Lewis McLeod, allowing us to get into the car with him on a hot lap, as it were. We're going to make our way down to the grid now, and well, Chepalevsky's got a lot of work to do, but even if he finishes 10th, he should be fairly happy with that, right?
Yeah, it should be. I'm going to sit myself at the back of the grid for this one and see what it looks like from there.
So, in terms of the championship as it stands at the moment, Katz has obviously lost out, because you mentioned that consistency, and he didn't score very well in the first race. He scored better in the second, but still not as well as he would have liked. It's really going to hurt his championship just by not qualifying.
Yes, it will do, but it is a long season, so don't write him off yet.
Well, we'll have to see what happens as we make our way down to the front of the grid now. Just look at all those cars. They go all the way back there, right round past the grandstand on that particular camera. The lights are on. Round 6 from Silverstone Historic is about to get underway. We've got green here, leading the field away. That's Linus Brostrom right from the pole position. And well, Michael Hall's already looking to make a good opportunity for himself down into the first corner. Oh, we got contact in the background. Oh, one of those AMDs has gone flying. Absolute carnage. Let's stay with this one for a moment there. Yeah, there's no... Oh, the the Speedworks car has come down from orbit there, and they're all trying to get through that.
Yeah, there's about 10 cars involved in that.
And Dan Hunt, unfortunately, we picked him out before the race. It's one of them.
Still going at it like a banger race.
Terrible, terrible start. We were saying airwaves as well. No hope for airwaves now after that, and well, that's the start we didn't want to see at all, is it?
That was... I didn't actually see the first incident, but afterwards was fairly disgraceful.
Well, let's go back and have another look at that one on the replay. Let's see if we can go back a little bit further than that. In fact, maybe we can give you a little bit of a slow-mo on this one. Maybe we can pick out what happened there. There's just so many cars there, it's very difficult. Oh, one of the AMDs is sideways into the barrier. And there's another incident, actually a separate incident going on behind there as well. And then some rather odd iRacing physics comes into play, I believe, Clyde?
Yeah, I know we got the Winter Olympics starting this weekend, but there was a couple of the cars looked like they was on the ski jump.
Well, especially that Speedworks car, it just seemed to take forever to come down, and you need to slam on the brakes at that stage. If you see that going on in front of you, you just need to be hard on the brakes, bring the car to a complete stop, and you need to rely on the guy behind doing the same thing, don't you?
You certainly do. I was on board with Dan Hunt, and in front of him it was 5 wide.
Yeah, there's too many cars to fit through there, too many people trying to take opportunities, and wow, that reminds me of Summit Point back last season in round 9 when a similar thing happened. But there weren't as many cars at Summit Point, that's the important thing. So it didn't have so much of an impact, but that must have wrecked half the field there, and that's that Speedworks car coming back down there, and yeah, definite physics issues, let's say. So Adrian Holm has the lead of this race, I believe. Let's try and go to him
He
right now.
certainly does.
We missed out on basically the entire first lap there. Apologies for that. We thought it was important to bring that start to you. Adrian Holm from Linus Brostrom. David Wright has managed to get into 3rd position already. Ash Sutton is in 5th, looking for a way past Adam Terry. He's going for it down the inside. Stowe corner, he makes that one happen. Not too much resistance from Terry there on the overtake. Chepalevsky is in 7th position, just behind this little battle here. So Sutton has made up a number of places. Russell Laidler is down in 31st, so I assume he must have got involved in some incident we didn't see there. But I seem to remember most of the cars up in the top 10 at least got through without getting involved in that incident.
Yeah, I think it kicked off in the middle of the grid and ended at the back of the grid.
Well, another driver who managed to get through there is Laura Bond. She's in 15th at the moment.
Has just touched the grass and lost it.
Sutton backwards from 5th place there, actually 4th place because he got past Adam Terry. And is there damage on the front of that CQR Fusion machine? What a shame for Ash Sutton. Let's see if we can go back and have another look at that. We've got the replay up now. So that's Linus Brostrom and David Wright just up in front of him there. Just gets a little bit wide on the exit, and it's nasty, isn't it? Because if you get most of the car on the grass, it's all right. But if you get just one wheel on, it tends to be game over.
Yeah, that tends to throw you off in all sorts of different directions. David Wright is now having a go at Linus.
Down the inside into Maggots there, is that? Yes, he's made the pass. He must have a little bit of a reputation by now, David Wright, so other drivers probably willing to give him a little bit of room, perhaps?
Yeah, possibly. And the next battle coming up, 1st and 2nd, we're back to Holm and Wright. Well,
Terry is now side by side with Brostrom as well, so Brostrom finishing 10th in the last race, put him on pole position, but down at Stowe he seems to be losing out. Can Hoog get through as well? That's Hoog just behind in the other Bianco machine. Those two teammates will want to make up as many positions as possible. Hoog's going to have to be patient. Look who's behind though. Stelian Chepalevsky, Addison Lee is right behind them, looking to capitalise on any mistakes from those guys. But everyone moving up there, of course, because Sutton made a mistake, and Sutton is now in the pits, so having to take the repair, and it's not a good end to his day.
Yeah, and someone we haven't mentioned a lot tonight, Brostrom. If you remember from last week, new driver in the series and had 3 really, really good races, and he looks like he's being consistent again tonight.
He's the top performing driver amongst... Oh, and that's Hug trying to go around the outside as we go into Luffield on lap 3. He's not going to make that work, but that's let Chepalevsky down the inside. Chepalevsky's going to take that position from him. Well, they're side by side still, so let's stay with this one just for now.
Yeah, it's a drag race now.
It's Chepalevsky and Hug. Hug's got the outside line here. Can Chepalevsky get the job done coming down into turn number 1? He's on the inside. Side by side, too wide through turn 1. Chepalevsky's going to have to give him room, so Simon Field is right on the back of this battle here. See if we can go on board with Field, and Chepalevsky's had to give that one up, Clyde.
Yeah, he had to go down the start-finish straight. Once you get past turn 1, if you haven't got the move done, you've just got to get in line and wait for your next opportunity. And
we were just saying, weren't we? We were talking about Movie Go Racing, and Linus Brostrom is the top driver for this team at the moment. Jamie Rushworth, though, up to 9th position, and we saw Jamie Rushworth do very well at Brands Hatch as well.
Yeah, I say both of these guys are new to the series, and they may not be the fastest drivers in the world, but they're consistent, they're safe, and they know how to overtake, and that's getting them points.
Well, David Wright taking a major detour across the grass there, and that's back marker just on the inside there. All those cars scattering to get around that particular back marker. Chepalevsky 6th place. He's done well to get up from 10th, especially considering the strength of the field.
Yeah, he's just had a little bite at Hug, probably caused by that back marker causing a little bit of confusion.
Now Hug down the inside of, well, it's going to be the outside now of Brostrom, so they're side by side.
Yeah, Stellion's got his confidence back. That's what's doing it for him.
So Brostrom down another position as Hug moves into 4th there. Simon Field taking the wide line, looking for any kind of advantage he can get out of the final corner at Luffield. Nose to tail, those 4 cars. Hug doing the best out of that lot, though. So Adam Terry and Stefan Hug are 3rd and 4th now.
Yeah, and Adrian Holmes driving away.
It's a 3-second gap for Adrian Holm now over 2nd place. Oh, and who's gone off there in the background? That's 2 cars have just hit the wall there, and well, who was? Looks like Matthew Webb, and don't know who that was.
Got Matthew Webb and Scott Malcolm.
Well, let's go back and see if we can have a brief look at that one. Be interested to see what happened there. So we're just on the replay here. We're just coming on to lap 5, and these guys are quite far down the field. Webb is in the seat. Yeah, well, 2 cars just sticking together like magnets, both speared off into the barrier. What do you make of that, Clyde?
Well, looking at it from behind Scott, he's given Matthew enough room. Whether Matthew just can't see him, I don't know. Bizarre
incident there. Scott Malcolm will feel hard done by. Adrian Holm will be loving this. 3.7 seconds up.
Yeah, just going back to Scott there, I do like Scott. I can't understand a word he says, but he's angry about everything, is Scott. He's a good bloke.
Well, he is a Scotsman, so you kind of expect that.
Very true.
So David Wright now under threat from both of these Bianca cars as we close out lap 5. That's Adam Terry ahead of Stefan Hug, and these 2 cars might as well be one. They've been on the same position on the track, been in front of each other for the whole session, the whole evening, basically. Can either one of these find a way past David Wright is the question. Brostrom behind these guys in 5th. Go on, Clyde.
How did Chepalevsky drop behind Brostrom?
He would never got past him. Brostrom started from pole and has been dropping positions, and the back marker allowed Hug through, but don't believe Chepalevsky ever got through. So David Wright with a very narrow margin in 2nd place. Will he hold on to this 2nd place for the rest of the race or not? Simon Field still running in 7th behind Chepalevsky, who is behind Linus Brostrom. Two-time champion Alice Stevens, not last season, that was Katz. He is in 11th place. Rushworth 10th, and Andreas Katz has worked his way from 17th, Clyde, to 9th on the in the field.
Yeah, yeah. As we found out from Andreas, he had no time to practice, no setup, no qualifying, but he's got better and better as the meeting's gone on.
Well, for someone who hasn't driven the track before, I'd say he's doing pretty well. And our cameraman on the alternative cameras is looking a little bit battered on the front of that AMD machine. That's Robert Plumley there. If you want to watch the race from his perspective and get his thoughts, you can do so if you're on a computer. Just click on the camera selector at the top left. You'll be able to change over and look at him. I imagine he was involved in that first lap, first straight incident, Clyde.
Yeah, I've had a quick look at it, and I think all in all there must have been about 15 cars got damage in that.
Not the best start to any race. Brad Selmes for Airwaves is in 17th, or is it 18th, as he's battling it out with Christian Rose. Rose will just hold on to that one for 17th. Selmes in 18th there. He's having a good race, isn't he? He's new to the series and really getting stuck in.
Yeah, he's another sort of steady, consistent driver. He doesn't always have the luck he deserves, but he knows his way around these road courses.
David Wright, with 3 laps to go, is hanging on by a thread here under the threat from Adam Terry. Terry's not found a way round yet though, and I doubt Hoog is going to be putting any pressure on him from behind for the overtake. Those two teammates still going strongly. Martin van Lozenord, who got the 5th place in the first race, is in 13th in this one, and that's his Dynojet teammate Peter van Gool just behind. Good results from Dynojet really, although Laura Bond just behind in the Bianco is looking rather threatening. The stereotypical pink mirrors on that eBay car let you know that she is our only female driver in the field, and 15th place, going very well. 16th is with Stephen Hefford. Rose and Selmes are 18th, 17th and 18th as we saw. Matt Walker 19th, and another one of the Movie Go cars, Reggie Blaine, is in 20th at the moment. Still no way round for Adam Terry though. Can he do this before the end of the race, Clyde?
I believe yes. I think he will force Wright into a mistake.
Well, we have seen a number of those from David Wright, but he has been very fast all evening. If he's mistake free, he should hold on to it though.
He's fast enough to hold on to it. I just don't know if he's got the concentration to hold on to it.
So another 2 laps to go and we'll have our answer. Meanwhile, 6.5 seconds is the gap now to Adrian Home. It's consistently in the 149s, and there's just no stopping him now, is there?
Definitely not. He can lose the race from here, but it will be all his own doing.
Czepelewski for Addison Lee. Will he push any more? I mean, he's been behind Linus Broström, seems quite happily for a while now. He's in 6th. He's got the potential of gaining 1 point by moving up through the field.
I wouldn't expect Stellion to do anything stupid, but the reason he's not getting past Linus is because, again, Linus is having a bloody good race.
Broström is defending here. Very, very close. We're getting a good look at the nose of that Addison Lee machine there. And Czepelewski almost makes contact there. That was very close from the number 2, and that might let Simon Field in just behind as well. Let's not rule out Simon Field, because he has some pace for himself as well.
And he's in the top 10 again.
It's Mr. Consistency after a very inconsistent season 2, in which we saw him more often than not on the grass on turn 1. Turned it around in season 3. He missed out in season 3. He missed out on 3rd place by 1 point from Richard Wilde over the course of the entire season. And is this an attack from Adam Terry? He's got his nose down the inside of David Wright at Luffield. Cones everywhere, but he's got the job done as well. He takes the position, so Adam Terry is now in 2nd, and that is a David Wright sandwich. He is Bianco's for bread.
And credit where credit's due, David Wright realised he'd lost the position and didn't do anything daft.
Well, he's having to go down the inside now at turn 1. It's an ambitious move, this. Terry's going to go for the cutback here. Well, he takes the position back.
Well done, David Wright.
Yep, nice clean racing there. Terry will be disappointed though. Chepalewski's going for the 5th place, just behind. Just stuck his nose in and got the position from Linus Brostrom. Risky on the last lap, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is when there's only 1 point involved, but, you know, everybody likes to beat everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And David Wright has just got to hold on for one more, well, half a lap now, and he will have this victory, well, not victory, 2nd place. You can see that train of cars in the background because Adrian Home, 8.5 seconds to the good now. And he's got a couple of corners left to go, and that will be game over and another race victory for Adrian Home. David Wright hanging on by a thread still. He lost that 2nd position but took it straight back. So I've got a feeling that Bianco will hold on here for 3 and 4. There's not really a need to get past unless there's any kind of mistake from Wright going into the last few corners here. It's just down to Adrian Home to come round Luffield for the last time to take the final round here at Silverstone, historic GP. Round 6 goes to Adrian Home. Can't really fault him for that. He took the lead nice and early and extended it to 9.3 seconds by the end of the race. He's delighted with that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, great drive there.
David Wright over the line in 2nd place. Terry 3rd, Hoog 4th, and Chepalewski 5th, I believe. Should be Chepalewski 5th anyway. Matt Walker just going over the line now in 19th place, and we're down to 19th already, so the field stayed quite close together. And our alternate cameraman Robert Plumley, just look at the front of that Kia Optima. A bit worse for wear, never mind. 21st place, good finish for Robert Plumley as well. Sutton meanwhile has made his way back up through the field to 28th, so still scoring. I mean, it's worth pointing out that you're never outside the points in this season, so even if you have to make a pit stop, it's definitely worth continuing.
Yeah, that was a very good recovery drive there from Ashley, but he'll be kicking himself because it was his own mistake that put him back where he was.
It wasn't just an off track either, it was repairs required. So, 3 rounds down at Silverstone. Adrian Home might well have taken that one, you know. 2nd place, 9th place and a win. David Wright, though, has to be fairly high up there. He's done pretty well for himself, all things considered.
We saw the good, the bad and the ugly from David Wright tonight, and the 3rd race was definitely the good.
2nd place for David Wright. Hard fought, though. Absolutely on the edge of your seat kind of stuff from those guys. And just going to say, wondering if we can find out what has happened to Adam Terry, why he's suddenly transformed, doesn't he? He's come right through the ranks, and he is now right back at the top again for Bianco. I'm wondering if we can have a quick word with Adam. Are you there, Adam?
Yeah, I'm here, Chris.
Ah, brilliant. What a start to the season. Absolutely fantastic start, and you must be delighted with the results so far.
Yeah, I am, mate. And to be honest, my weakness last year, I would say, was qualifying. And, you know, Stefan's come on board in Team Bianco, and he's got some really good setups. And we worked together in qualifying there, and I towed him round, which put him on pole for the first race. And he towed me, and it gave me an extra 2 tenths as well. So it's good. When you're up the front there, you just stay out of all the trouble and you can run your own race.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? Because the Bianco team this time round is incredibly strong. You didn't get the top amount of seed points because you didn't do amazingly well in the last season. You weren't right at the top, but they got you for a steal, didn't they? I mean, you should be a 4, but you're actually a 3 now.
Well, it's you know, the seed points were relative to how you performed last year, and it wasn't the greatest season for me. But I think, like I just told you, my qualifying let me down, and it kept putting me in a position where, you know, you may be involved in one or two of the incidents, which I was last year. So hopefully a bit more consistent finishing, and we should be right up there, hopefully.
And it was almost like Stefan Hug was attached to the back of that car with a tow hook for most of that session there. What's it like driving with him?
Yeah, it's great to have a sort of wingman, if you like. You know, he's talking to me while we're driving, you know, saying, you know, I'm not going to make a move on you, so you just concentrate on your own race. And we were just a bit unfortunate there. I was hoping to get a better start and get ahead of David Wright, but he certainly held us up, both up there. We had quicker race pace for the win there, I think.
David Wright's a hot topic in the British Touring cars at the moment. How was it driving against him? You managed to get the jump on him, and then he took it straight back.
Yeah, I've made quite a nice move around the outside of the second to last corner, but he got me back down into turn one. But yeah, there was no problems with him there. He was plenty clean enough. We both gave each other room. If you just respect each other, then contact tends to be avoided, I think.
Well, I don't suppose that you saw the maelstrom that developed on the start-finish straight just behind you off the grid?
No, what was that then?
So yeah, we probably lost about 15 cars on before we even got to turn one, so it might be something you want to look at on the replay or on the recorded BSR TV footage, but that's definitely not how to start a race, but no problems at the front. No
problems at the front, and just like to give a shout out to Laura Bond as well, who's had a good race tonight and picked up some really good points for us.
So where does Bianca go from here? Are you serious title contenders for the year?
Well, it's early days, but you know, if we keep picking up results like we have been doing, and you know, we're all working together as a team, and I don't think Scott's had the best night tonight, but you know, he's had a few problems, but he'll come back strong. He turns up every week and picks the points up. So yeah, there's no reason why we can't be up there come the end of the season.
One final question for you, Adam, before we let you go. Be completely honest as well. Who's number one driver? Is it you or is it Hug?
Completely honest. I don't think. I think we're equal joint number one.
Right, you're 0.5 each, we'll say. How about that?
Yeah, that suits me, mate.
Thanks a lot, Adam. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Chris. It's a great.
Oh, sorry to Adam Terry. I cut him off a little bit quickly there. But yeah, he's done so well this season already, and that's the key, isn't it, Clyde? He was very frank about that. Qualifying pace comes into play.
Yeah, he's right what he's saying. If you can qualify up near the front, you tend to miss everything that happens mid-pack and at the back, and you get into a nice rhythm early on. And I'd just like to say to Adam, that was a very diplomatic answer there.
Well, we've seen some great racing this evening and some brilliant drives from some people that we expected them from and some people that we perhaps didn't, but can you pick out a driver for the evening?
Do you know, I'm going to go for Simon Field. We've now had 6 rounds and he's had 6 top 10s.
And we often say, don't we, the drivers we talk about the least are sometimes the drivers that do the best because they just keep themselves to themselves, don't get involved in any incidents and just consistently finish. Maybe not at the front, but consistently finish, and that's what counts, right?
Certainly this season. And a quick update on the Ashley Sutton incident. Unfortunately, his steering wheel came unclamped.
Oh, that's a disastrous way to go out of the last race, isn't it? But yeah, I was wondering what happened to him. Normally very consistent, and we just saw him put a wheel on the grass in that last race. So that is the 3 rounds from Silverstone, 6 rounds out of the way, and we've still got 24 more rounds to go before we can crown the next British Touring Car Champion. The British Touring Car Championship will be back next week from the very un-British Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That's Mosport for everyone in the business. That's going to be from the same time, 8:50 UK time, on Thursday the 13th of February. The next time you can watch BSR TV is, as we mentioned at the start of the show, it's going to be in 2 days' time on Saturday evening, 8 PM, for the monthly Oval Series, which will be the Chevrolet Silverado trucks from Charlotte Motor Speedway with a fixed setup and a very full grid. Skip Barber's back on Monday, and the Carrera Cup back next Wednesday. So plenty of reasons to join us again on BSR TV. But from me, from Clyde, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.